I feel like also with MC011, sometimes eBay just go through the motions. So they send the email, they ask for all the information, but I feel their choice is already made whether they're going to let you back or not, regardless of your
In
documents.
the most of the cases, yeah. In the most of the cases, they are seeing already if the account is a risk one or not. They seeing the way of work, and they actually, the person that will check the documentation, if he see a negative strikes and a lot of VEROs and a lot of items that was not allowed, probably, yeah, he will get this account suspended if even if the docs are good, because they don't really want sellers that will list what they want and will do what they want.
Yeah, exactly. So just like you mentioned, how we feel or how we think through our own information and through our own eyes of what we've seen from your customers, for example, or my students, we can kind of build a picture of why we get MC01s, and sometimes it's a mixture of all of these things.
Yeah.
Too much growth, and sometimes too much growth can bring too many orders, which also lead to too many cancellations and also too many defects. So a lot of the time when you're learning eBay, it's better to learn with lower sales, lower listings, because what happens is sometimes the train runs away from the person because they're not used to working with eBay. So when everything comes at once, it's very difficult to manage. It's very difficult to kind of keep everything in line.
Yeah.
When you grow rapidly, more, it's like the saying goes, more money, more problems. It's more sales bring naturally more issues, and
Exactly.
you have very little sales to go on, and eBay see that there's a high percentage of issues within your numbers. That's what's going to cause it. And I feel sometimes I've seen MC011s on accounts where I've looked at the account and the metrics are perfect, and none of these things have happened.
And still
Where do you think that comes from? Do you have any idea of when? I'm sure you've seen it in the past yourself, where you've looked at the account and thought, I don't even understand where this has came from. Is there something that maybe just outside of all of that?
As I mentioned from the beginning of this topic, if you are seller on eBay, you probably will get it in the end. I saw accounts that was doing a revenue of $50 million, and after these numbers and high amount of good metrics, and still got this message. This is the way that eBay working. Again, this is the way that eBay algorithm working, because they checking the account, like the computer checking the account and seeing account with perfect metrics, and 2 years of working and nothing happened, and 100%. So yeah, maybe they need to check the account. Maybe they need to see what's going on. It's not mean that the restriction is something that will be on bad way. If you go ahead and appeal and the reinstatement was fine, you go ahead and running with the account. The account is much stronger because he passed this situation.
Yeah.
So this is something that also need to understand.
Yeah, for sure. That makes perfect sense. I guess in a real life situation, you could drive your car every day and that would be fine and never get stopped by the police. And then one day you just get stopped by the police and they ask to check your license. They check it, they see it's fine, and they let you drive on. It's pretty much, I guess, the same with eBay. You mentioned about VEROs and restrictions. That's obviously a massive problem. A massive pain in the ass for people, because unlike other marketplaces like Amazon, for example, who will not let you list the product unless you're eligible to list it, eBay do the opposite. They allow you to list the product and then slap you on the wrist afterwards. In your experience, certainly in my experience, a VERO restriction is pretty much almost impossible to get removed. I don't think it's one of your services where you help people get these restrictions removed. But is it possible to get a VERO restriction removed, or do you know how they work in the background?
I don't deal with that because it will causing a lot of time to handle this. And I don't really have this time particularly. But yes, the first thing that VERO message asking for you is to connect the supplier, the real supplier of the real owner of this VERO item. So yeah, I saw a lot of people, even I think myself was doing this 2 or 3 years ago. I connect the supplier and explaining him the situation, and I tell him that it was an honestly mistake. I was not mentioned to take any or to do something that will harm to him. And even I think we talked on the phone, and it was really a good way of call. It was very positive. I was able to explain him that I am not really a big seller, and I'm not like mentioned to sell this item on high amount of quantity. And he was seeing that this item was listed as a one item on quantity. So the mention was not something that will take from him any money or will influence him on any negative way. So yeah, he connect eBay and send them a message that they approved the situation and it was resolved. Also, I saw several situations that even eBay representatives was helping to remove a VERO, but yeah, in the most of the cases, it will be very hard to remove. In the most of the cases, the VERO is something that it's just something that we need to check. Unfortunately, if we have a lot of items in the store, even if we are checking the items, after 2 or 3 days, the owner of the company go ahead and place this item as exclusive item, and it can become a VERO after all. So this is why we are really can't handle this situation. Again, it all becomes to, if we are getting these kind of problems and we are serious to eBay, it's time for us to maintain more accounts. It's time for us to maintain more serious way of work, because if we are doing great with one account, why it will be also a greater thing to maintain 2 or 3 or 4 accounts. So for example, I will do like a really small calculate. So if you have 10 stores making $500 per month, it's actually something that you can go ahead and focus on eBay, because it's a income. It's an income that for a family, it's a good income. So it's something that it's not really hard to do, because $500 per month, this is something that people can maintain after 4 or 5 months of work. So this is not something that very, very hard to do. So this is why I think if you're a serious person and you inside eBay couple of months and you started to get some problems, it's not meaning that you need to give up. It's meaning that you need to spread your work. You need to be more serious, and you need to focus on more accounts and to make it more easier for you.
Yeah, for sure. It's so important, and I when I explain to people that one, like you say, it spreads the risk. One defect across multiple accounts is going to have less effect. Same with VEROs. I find that smaller stores actually get less problems with VEROs.
Of course.
Once one store's had a couple of warnings, then it's suddenly 3-day suspension, 7 days, 10 days, 30 days sometimes. Whereas if it's spread across multiple stores, you tend to get away with it a lot more, where you don't get those suspensions, and if you have one store and you get suspended for 10 days, well, guess what? You're not earning any money for those 10 days,
Yeah.
but you're still paying all your eBay fees, you're still paying your monitor fees, you're still having to pay your staff because they're having to go in, and you're still having to do your customer service, check everything. You still have to work, but you're not getting
Yeah.
paid. The workload is the same. You know, one store with 10,000 listings is effectively going to be the same workload as 10 stores with 1,000 listings. It may cost you a little bit more because of store fees, but that cost gets paid back when
Yeah.
there is less risk involved.
For sure.
And the only real difference is that you have to log in and access 10 different stores, but realistically that doesn't take much time. So the time to manage 10 stores is pretty equal to managing one store of the same size. In terms of managing multiple accounts now, we talk about stealth, and stealth always sounds like like something that's not right, or you're not allowed to do, but many people get banned off eBay. They have to use a relative's account details or a friend's details. But do stealth accounts work these days? I mean, the idea that we teach is that we still want to be on the marketplace. We want to play with the rules, and we want to expand our business, because eBay's policy is I could have 10 eBay accounts, all in my name, all the correct details, all the correct addresses. The problem is, if one account gets suspended, that suspension will run across 10 accounts. So I'm not spreading the risk by having 10 accounts in my own name.
Right.
If one gets indefinite suspension, it might solve the risk of defects and VEROs, but if I get hit with the big one and I don't get it back, then I lose. Most of the time I will lose all these accounts. So
Yeah.
we try to teach people to have accounts unlinked. So does it work these days? Can it be done? Are you still seeing success from that?
So again, this is something that also one of my services. It's not something that I providing. This is something that I work with a company, a reliable one. Today we have a lot of people that providing services that they will take your money and probably will disappear. And this is how internet works. It's not something that personal to this is how internet works.
This isn't just eBay. This is just life. This is just
yeah. So I found a company that doing this, and they not sharing their services. They are doing this for their friends and relative customers and stuff like that. They're not providing any services outside. And I also become a member, one of the, let's say a someone that providing them a lot of work. There is a huge demand in this time, like in 22 and 2023. There is a huge demand of accounts. Always people are connect me to buy more accounts. I think the answer for this is when it comes, like I mentioned this before, when it comes to spread your eggs and you understanding that this is a good game, eBay it's a good game, and yeah, you got suspended one time and maybe two times, but yeah, if I maintain a lot of accounts, it will be much more easier for me. If one will get suspended, the other ones not, and then I can continue to sell and to work and maintain my income. So there is a lot of demand for this kind of accounts. Today, also, it's not eBay and PayPal. Today, it's eBay and Pioneer. So this is how it was changed, like in 1 year, because the payment method was changed in eBay to Pioneer. Yeah, Pioneer, this is something that we need to verify differently. Pioneer asking a different way of verification, but also this is something that was get resolved, and it's working great. For example, I have customers who buying monthly 10, 15, 20 accounts, and they have a particular stuff for that, that maintaining a new account and working by instructions and guide. So for example, if people are buying from me account, they getting an eBay account, they getting a Pioneer account, they getting a Gmail, and they getting also a SIM card, and also a 30 days warranty. If you are working by instructions and guidelines, if you are doing what you want, we can't do any warranty because it's outside of our hands. The accounts are working good. There is like for our customers, we had like maybe 2-3% that was actually got suspended with the instructions, and we also was resolving this issue and understanding why it's happening. We also providing a file of cookies to the account, and also we are suggesting how to work with a proxy or VPS or VPN. The difference between the VPS or VPN or proxy, it's if you have a different IP from each account, then the different details also, so eBay can't link this. They don't have any way of detect it. This is how the accounts are working. For today, I think there is a lot more serious sellers that was understanding really quick the game and how you maintain a really big income in eBay with multiple accounts. I think this is also what you are doing and what people that actually understood how eBay working. This is the way, this is the serious way to maintain an eBay business, to have several accounts that are working with different IP, different details, they are not linked to each other, and you have to you can fly from this account, because if these accounts, probably they will never grow too fast, probably they will have less of the problems because you already familiar with all the stuff. So to sell, if I'm selling to a person a 10, 15 accounts, so I understand that he is a serious person. He will not do any stuff that will kill the account. So this is how today, for today, I think in my 7 years of work, this year was the biggest of my sales in this particular service. So
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, you mentioned Pioneer, so I guess a lot of the guys listening to this will be UK sellers predominantly, or maybe USA. So in the Israeli accounts, you can link to Pioneer, which is similar to PayPal, and it means you can get your money from eBay pretty easily. In the UK, we have managed payments now, which took over PayPal, where you need to connect a bank account to that.
yeah,
But again, we're wanting multiple accounts because we want to spread our risk. We want to play properly. We want to build a business. We're not looking to come on eBay and scam anyone or be, to be frauding anyone out of their money. We want to fulfill their orders, but in a way to do that, we need to make sure that eBay can't just shut us down as a person. We want to protect our business. So I see these accounts that are maybe in my friend's name or family's name, or accounts that I've bought. I see these almost like staff accounts. So these are my staff accounts. And again, with it goes with everything. You just have to treat the account properly. You have to treat it as a business. We don't want to mess anything up. But the accounts that you potentially provide is a great way to sell on the US marketplace. So
yeah,
for anyone listening, I don't know why it is, right? But Israel seems to be the drop shipping capital of the world. Like there seems to be more drop shippers per square mile in Israel of anywhere else in the world. That beats USA, beats UK. So you obviously have a lot of Israeli clients, but what Israel clients do is they sell on eBay.com. So they're not selling on an Israel eBay. So they're selling to a huge market, and that market is massive. I've done a little bit of USA, and this is something that I want to get into because I feel why not take a piece of the biggest market in the world, which is eBay.com. I see eBay.com as like, you know, that's the daddy. eBay UK is just, you know, the little boy, you know, beside him. And it's a really easy way to sell on eBay.com. I suppose before we finish, what would be your kind of top tips in terms of the best suppliers to use these days, and also maybe the best way to work with retailers at the moment?
Okay, so first of all, this is the answer for retailer Amazon or any other retailer. If you go ahead and use this, you need to have multiple accounts. You can't do this with one account. It will probably get striked or flagged or anything else. Maybe eBay will not give you to increase the limits anymore. This happening with retailers when we drop shipping from retailers. Until today, this is the best solution that I can offer. Multiple accounts that will go and work with Amazon. Of course, you don't take the picture from Amazon. You try to find it on Google, and it's not be any relative to Amazon, because if you are pasting this from Amazon, it's by 2 seconds of detecting that you are doing this from Amazon. So
at least host the picture. At least don't copy the URL. At least host the picture somewhere else. Like I know, like on Sale Freaks, they host the image themselves, so it doesn't. You can't right click and see that it's come straight from Amazon. Of course.
Correct. Also, we have today the solution of AI. So, for example, if we are copying an item from Amazon, we can go ahead and do all the description of the item and all this stuff by AI. And it's like it will take like 2 minutes of work. And also it will not be the same as Amazon. So it will be harder to detect, to eBay to detect that you are doing a retailer like Amazon. This is the thing that I can offer in this particular situation. For the suppliers, I will go ahead, first of all, to my opinion, it's my personal opinion also. The best incomes that I was seeing in accounts, it's from the Chinese marketplace. Even if the shipping are too much longer, or if the items are cheaper and maybe the quality is cheaper, there is no marketplace that can win the prices of AliExpress or Alibaba. There is no any other retailer or any other supplier that can bring so many items, so many different items, and a lot of cheaper than others. So, for example, if we are doing AliExpress, and I saw a lot of people also take the price of the item and take the price of the fast shipping and put it up together and make it with the profit, it's still less than the price from Amazon, for example. So it can be a good way of work. Also, you don't have the problem of flagged accounts and stuff like that, because AliExpress and Alibaba, they are for eBay, they are not retailer. So this is why I think the best way is to go to the Chinese marketplace. Also, you have Banggood, you have CJ Dropshipping. All the others are, it will be much worse than what I mentioned. But again, you have a new player in the marketplace. It's called Shane. Not a lot of people are doing this, so this is also
The clothing, yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
In my country, for example, if I'm going now to the postal office, 90% of the packages is Shane.
My
So
wife buys, I see the packages that come. It's like the post office in here with my wife ordering stuff from there.
yeah, exactly. So for example, my mother is like 75 years old and she are making Shane every week. So it's really good place to buy clothing and stuff like that. I think it's a good also niche, and also it's a new supplier to the world, so we can go ahead and check this also. Of course, we have Walmart and Home Depot and all this stuff that they are also good because this is, I think, Walmart and Home Depot, it's more for people that have also multiple accounts, and also they are playing already not with cheap items and a little bit of high profit items. So this is something that we also need to take this in mind. But yeah, this is my suggestion about the suppliers. We don't need to go and to find the suppliers that want a monthly payment. There is a lot of suppliers that asking, if you want to do a drop shipping from us, you need to pay a monthly price and stuff like that. All what I mentioned, they are not asking any payment. So you can go ahead and do this. Yeah, but I think for my opinion, the best marketplace right now is the Chinese marketplace.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very popular. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess it's like everything. Everyone's going to have their opinion. Everyone's going to have some success. I think
yeah,
really the answer here is there's so much choice. You
yeah,
know, some people will gravitate to one thing over the other. And I think, again, if we spread the risk and we have multiple accounts, we can test multiple different things without going all in on one supplier or another.
correct.
And it means if we're already making money, we can say, okay, this is a new supplier. I'm going to test them out on an eBay account. If it doesn't work out and I don't make any money from this supplier, I've got my other 9 accounts that are making money. And then if that doesn't work, I'll start using something else, you know?
You always put one account to checking new stuff. This is how it works because the marketplace always spreading off and always getting new ways of work and stuff like that. Like for example, if you will take 3-4 years ago, nobody did AliExpress dropshipping because everybody was focused on Amazon. Everybody. Until eBay stopped this thing, and they said that if you want to make an Amazon, you will need to really be a professional in this way of work. It's actually not allowed by eBay. So this is, again, there is a ton of people that doing this and still doing this. I think the answer is the fast shipping. There is no other answer to this. The items also have more quality, but once again, if you will take the item and we'll see when it's manufactured, it will be China. So you can go ahead and yeah.
From selling from Amazon and also being an Amazon FBA seller myself as well. I mean, there's a lot of Chinese sellers on Amazon.
Yeah.
They're selling their products from Alibaba at a marked up price.
Yeah.
They could be middlemen, they could be the owners of the products, who knows, but there is a market for those products to be drop shipped from Amazon to eBay, so therefore there's a market for them to be bought further down the chain, where you're going to make more margin and more money. And in actual fact, a lot of these Chinese suppliers these days have US warehouses, they have UK
Or,
warehouses, they have German warehouses, so
or
they understand the market. The market has changed from 2, 3 years ago to now.
yeah,
They know that we are in a world where people want to receive their goods fast. And
yeah,
in actual fact, it's the days are over when it took 30 days to get something from China.
yeah, of course, of course.
Okay, they have COVID and they had, some issues. They have some time off in Chinese New Year and things like that. But I think 99% of the times, I mean, I've bought little gadgets and things from AliExpress or things for the kids in like 7 days,
Yeah,
10 days. Sometimes it's super, super fast, but they offer these services where they will stock it in a UK warehouse, like with CJ Dropshipping, like you mentioned. There's endless possibilities to dropshipping. And before I thank you for coming on, I just want to ask you one last question. Is dropshipping dead in 2020?
I don't think it's something that can be dead. Like, I think it was increased in the couple of years that if we're seeing the graph of the people that doing drop shipping, the ways that you can do more drop shipping from other suppliers. No, I don't think it's something that can be stopped. I don't think it's possible because people after COVID, people understood that they can do money from home. They understood that it's possible, and even people that don't have any clue regarding this topic was starting to do so. So I don't think it's drop shipping will be dead in the next years. There is no way of stopping this because you can do it. There is no any law that will stop you, first of all, and second of all, it bring win-win situation because for the buyers it have more ways of buying, more ways of to finding this item. And someone can publish the item from Amazon and somebody will publish the item from AliExpress, and you will see that difference. And it's a good way that for the customer have opportunity to choose. So I think it's a good way of work. Drop shipping will never die because this is something that need to be available, because it's like affiliate marketing. It's the same. Affiliate marketing also will work and also will be here for the next years. I don't know what will happen in 10 years. Probably it will get upgraded and updated. But yeah, I think it's something that will keep on going and will keep on rising.
For sure. And just to go back full circle to what we talked about in the beginning and about eBay building that safe, trusting marketplace, is that some buyers just like to know that they have the confidence that they can go on eBay app or go online, and they don't want to go and search for weird and wonderful products in Google and have to put their faith in a website or a company that they're not really sure of.
Yeah.
They go on eBay, they know their payments are secure, they know they have the option to give feedback, they know they have the option to dispute an item, they have the option of a return, they know eBay inside out. So there's some people that don't shop on price, they just shop on trust, and they shop on the place that they want to go to, whether that be eBay or any other marketplace. And also, even when we talk about eBay not liking or not allowing these retailers like Amazon, the most spoken about one, it's against their terms of service, but eBay also openly know that we're drop shipping from Amazon. They're not stupid. They're a multi-billion pound company. What they don't want is bad customer experiences. So
Correct.
they basically tolerate retail drop shipping, and they flush out the ones that don't play by the rules naturally.
Correct.
So it's all good. It's good to hear, because every year we see eBay dropshipping's dead, but this is usually from someone that hasn't followed the rules, or hasn't had enough desire, hunger to make it work. So You see obviously more than me because you've got hundreds of clients that are making good money on eBay drop shipping and are constantly increasing their business. So just to end it up, Ilia has he's mentioned his website. I'm just going to share my screen very, very quickly just to give you guys a quick look at the website.
This actually is it's a new website. We didn't have any website until this year.
Yeah.
All our work.
I wasn't aware of this website.
Yeah.
I've spoken to you so many times. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see the screen. I hope it will also record it because it's not on the same screen. I see you also.
I've just switched it over to the same screen now, so it should be on there. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
sure.
This gives you all the information that you've got on Ilia's consultant service, his expertise.
The most important thing in this situation is not showing you guys the services and stuff like that because you already understood this. The most important thing is the blog section. This is something that will keep updated like every 2-3 days, maybe one day, with a lot of knowledge. A knowledge that I was experienced, a knowledge that people are experienced, and topics that need to be mentioned about. So it's all for free, and it's something that for new sellers, it's something really great. And we will keep doing this because we have a good feedback from this. So you're welcome to join and to see the site. That's all.
For sure, it's amazing. And I mean, with everything, knowledge is key. And as much as we keep banging on to people that, that you got to treat your business like a business, what's good today might not be good tomorrow. Like we talked about VEROs, it could be okay to sell this today. It's not tomorrow. The most important thing about your business is actually keep it in touch with your business, keep it in touch with the market that's out there, what's happening to other people. And Ilia sees this every day. So if he doesn't know it first, there's a problem because, he's seeing firsthand from clients what's working, what's not working, what's causing problems. And his knowledge database inside his head is obviously just growing every day. And he's putting pen to paper or putting the, all in here that we can read. So this is amazing because I wasn't aware that this existed until
it's a new
until we spoke today. So this is amazing, and this will help drop shippers stay ahead of the game. And as much as your business is obviously consulting and solving these problems, like you want to teach people how to avoid the problems in the first place, right? So all this information, this insight and advice for sellers to stay up to date is incredible. And I think this is a great place to gain that knowledge, and for today, a great place to end on. So I thank you so much, Ilia, for coming on and discussing this with me. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of value for my clients, my students to take away from this. And if you do need Ilia's service, we can reach out in the contact button. You can tell him that you came from Michael, and I'm sure that he'd be more than happy to help you out.
It will also be with the discount.
Okay, there you go.
Because I know Michael so many years, and we have always been on a positive way. I really appreciate your time also, and thank you for having me here. And I wish all people a good luck, and stay informed. Always get your knowledge.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Your knowledge is second to none. There's no one on the planet that knows more about these things. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.